Rayma. For anybody who hasn't met Rayma, this is Rachel's mother, my aunt, and Lani's sister.
You could have said Lani's sister.
We're all second to Rachel, it's okay.
That's true. I am really nervous about reading this letter. It's a letter I wrote to Lani about a year ago when she was still very ill, when she was in a very difficult period. And we spoke, and I was talking to someone earlier, and Lani was 5 years older than I was, and she was that big sister that bossed us around a lot, and we were left in her charge, and so we did not have a real, I didn't know Lani until I was older. And looking back at the things that Lani did in our family, she was just an amazing sister, and so I wrote her this letter, and I apologize if it might be I told Kat that it might be a little too churchy, so I hope not. It was written 17th of July, 2021. Dear Lani, the other day when we spoke, and you were in such pain and so discouraged, I said that I did not know why such hard things were required of you. You said it was just your bad luck. Did you really, truly believe that? I didn't. To me, chance and accidents and bad luck are explanations when you don't have an explanation. I am a believer in reason, purpose, order, a plan, a design, and a cause and effect. While it is true that reasons and purposes may be seen and realized only after the event, no event can ever precede the reason and purpose for it. And so I kept thinking about our conversation and pondering the question, what is the reason for my sister to be in such pain right now? What is the purpose of all this? What is the gain and for whom in going through this experience? Today, Lani, I had a moment of understanding, and maybe my conclusion is true, and maybe not. Maybe I am far from the truth, maybe not. Maybe it is just true in my heart and in my mind, but I wanted to share my thoughts with you. Lani, I believe that you are going through this pain for us. You are going through all of this because we need to be taught some critical lessons, and God trusts you to teach us. Why? Because God chose you, or perhaps you chose yourself to be the eldest of 6 siblings, because God not only loved you, He trusted you. And you loved us enough somewhere back in the eternities to take on the responsibility and the shouldering of the great burden of doing for us what God and you knew we would need in mortality. What have you done for us, Lani? Even when we were young and ongoing through our lives, and even in the lives of our children and their children, you have been a shepherd. You have sheltered. You have shared. You have corralled. You have connected. You have cared for. You have encouraged, defended, forgiven, financed, buffered, babysat, believed, and set a pace of determined persistence and perseverance for all of us to follow. And what have you taught us, Lani? You have taught us by our own experiences that it is okay to be lost for a while. It is okay to be in pain, to hurt, to cry out against the injustices of life. And it is even okay to stumble and falter because of the harsh realities of heartaches and suffering. But your lessons, Lani, did not stop or conclude with that. They continued the most crucial thing that God trusted you to teach us. that it is not okay to simply just accept the finality of hard things, to give up, to call it quits, to turn tail and retreat when the first wave of the enemy's forces fall upon us. It is not okay until we have tried our hardest and given our best, fought our bravest, and done all that was within our power to do. This, Lani, is the lesson that we needed to learn from you. And we learned it from watching you, our big sister, as you fought your own battles and some of ours. Lani, this has nothing to do with bad luck, but everything to do with your own purpose. With this ugly and painful battle with cancer, you are refining us, softening our hearts, but stealing our souls. You are showing us again and again and reassuring us that we too can do really, really hard things. You are in this hard thing because God trusts you as our big sister to show us how to be in ours. You are showing us how to courageously face an enemy bigger and stronger than ourselves. And it may be required of you to show us how to courageously and with honor and dignity declare a truce and lay down our weapons and do the ultimate hard thing and say goodbye. I have no idea what difficult things any of us may yet experience in life, but we can never, ever say that we were without an example, a compass, a mentor to show us how to pick ourselves up and get us going, and show us how to face our own really, really hard things and fight our own really, really hard battles. Perhaps, Lani, you are thinking right now that if all of this is true, then you would have much preferred to have been chosen to be the middle child, or the baby of the family, or even an only child. But you were not. You were chosen to be the firstborn, the eldest of 6, the one to which much was required. In my reasonings and conclusions, I am left to declare that whether there is truth to all or any of this or not, I cannot help but be so grateful, eternally grateful, that in a world where tragedies and bad things happen, and we face unwanted and sometimes undeserved battles, and so much is out of our control, God is working in our lives and can and will, if we allow him to, make good things come out of every situation. He is not numb to or unaware of our pain. He is not unaware of you, Lani. He knows the reasons and understands perfectly the purposes and orchestrates the divine plan. It was not just bad luck, and I shall be eternally grateful as well that you are my elder sister, loving me enough to suffer and sacrifice so that when it is my own turn to step out into the darkness, I know that I can do it. And I know that you have already sounded the depth and shown me the way. I know that because God trusted her so explicitly, my elder sister was and will be, now and always, just a step ahead of me. And that I know that eternally, she's my big sister.